Hello, everyone, and welcome to Infused Transitions. I am so glad that you are here. For those of you who are new, we're so happy that you have joined us, and we hope that the message and the video resonate with you and that you would like to become a part of our community. Whether you do or not, a warm welcome to you. And those of you who are returning, thank you guys so much for your constant and continued support. I greatly appreciate it. And for those of you who give me those thumbs up and who share and subscribe to the channel, thank you guys so much. Each and every single step and thing that you do really do help me. They help the channel, and more importantly, they help us to help each other within our community, but they also help us to reach out to those who might be looking for these messages. So yeah, there we go. All right. So here is the two decks that I am going to begin with. I have these pulled. We'll see. For those of you who are new, sometimes I use all the cards that I'm guided to pull. Sometimes I'm guided to add more different decks as we go. Sometimes everything is taken off the board and they tell me to do something different. So I just go with the flow. So this is where we're beginning anyways. I have these out. We've got the Herb Crafters or Herb Crafters Tarot and the Echo Heart Oracle. So we are going to get started and let's see what happens. Where are we going first? Okay, we're going over here first. I do suggest that to get what is for you out of this, because again, only take what resonates and leave the rest. It's always a good idea to do, a couple of deep breaths, get yourself grounded and connected, get yourself really centered before you begin to listen to the actual reading, and just, ask if there's anything in here that is for you, that, you become consciously aware of what is for you and what's not. All right. Utmost High, what messages do we have for our community today? And again, today is whatever day it is for you. Whenever you find this, it is timeless. Thank you. Ooh, thank you. Aw, nice. We have the honeybee, and it is preservation. The honeybee, and it is preservation. Can we get another one, please? Can we get some more, please? Oops. I do really love this deck. It is challenging, though, for me to shuffle it just because it's length. I mean, I have to use my thumb and my ring finger to try to shuffle them. Oh, okay. Thank you. We have swiftness. Oh, my goodness. Swiftness, guardian, and forgotten knowledge. Wow. So I'll show you. Okay, so let's just do that first. So we have rabbit, which is swiftness. We have the water sprite, which is guardian. And we have mushroom, forgotten knowledge. And I find it interesting that right off the bat, we have forgotten knowledge and preservation. And that it's bookended with, and swiftness and guardian are bookended with this preservation and forgotten knowledge. So we're wanting to preserve some forgotten knowledge. So we're wanting to bring this forgotten knowledge into the conscious awareness. Oops, I should probably move those down so you can actually see them better. I'm sorry about that. We're probably wanting, yeah, I feel like, it is talking about, we have this forgotten wisdom, we have this forgotten knowledge, and we're wanting to preserve this wisdom, this knowledge, So there may be, well, there is an opportunity here to invite forgotten knowledge to come into the conscious awareness, so that, right, it can be preserved, but in a knowingness kind of way, if that makes sense. And that knowing you're protected, because the water sprite is about protecting the water. And it's just letting you know that, you're protected and you're safe in this journey. I really, really love this card, and I'll show it to you again, because here in the water, there's almost like there is an astral, there's stars and the space and like planetary things within that. And then here on the land and mixed in the water down here, we have these orbs, which to me frequently are about ancestors and spirit beings, also joining in with that support. It really is quite a beautiful, beautiful card. The swiftness, which I find interesting, because even in the swiftness, we have these, like I don't know if I say it right, the aurora boreals, the lights that go in the sky. It almost like kind of looks like that, but it's not. I don't think it's that, but it looks kind of like that. And then again, we have this emphasis on these stars. And at the same time, it's like it's very noticeable, and it's very, it's a part of the whole imagery, but it's also very earthy at the same time. So I feel like, again, it's bringing it into the almost like this concreteness, making it real, making it something that's here. And that things can start to move swift. I would also say the rabbit is about fertility, right? It's an opportunity for growth, and it's an opportunity for something that can grow quite swiftly. And even in the water, with the water sprite, water is movement, right? Water is emotion, but it's also about movement. It also nourishes and feeds, right? Because, things can't grow without hydration, without that water. It may be about, what do you call it? Cleansing of the self, whether that is in, a visualization, or actual, like in holy water or salt water. And I also feel it's about hydration, making sure that you stay really well hydrated through the process. But you're being invited to bring some forgotten knowledge to the forefront, to your conscious awareness, for preservation. And I'm literally seeing like some of you sitting down and like writing it, preserving it, bringing it forward, and sharing it in some format, so that it does stay preserved. It becomes a part of that legacy. Okay. Let's get a little more on the honeybee with preservation. Thank you. So we have chicory with the 2 of air. And I'll go into these once I get them all pulled. Okay. And let's get a little more on the rabbit here with swiftness. Thank you. Oh, that's funny. All right. We're not taking these because it's just... All right, and we have the 2 of fire with bee balm. And I just find that interesting that here it's called bee balm, and we have the honey bee on here. Okay, let's get more on the water sprite, please. Thank you. Yarrow, ace of air. Yarrow with the ace of air. So we have 2 air and 1 of fire. And let's get a little more on this mushroom with the forgotten knowledge, please. The mushroom with the forgotten knowledge. Thank you. Again, air. So we have the 5 of air, which is white sage. Okay, so let's look first at the 2 of air with chicory. Oops. So let's go over the yarrows over there. Okay, so we do have the 2 of air. So 2s. These are about pollination, choice, and reciprocity. Now, isn't that funny that it's about pollination, and what is it under? The bee who pollinates our plants. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. I just think that's pretty cool. All right, so let's see. Reciprocity too. Okay, so the chicory. So this is about release long-held beliefs and be receptive to guidance, open to unlikely partnerships. So I do find that interesting because maybe in order to bring in the forgotten knowledge, right, we can hold these beliefs that they're just not serving us anymore, or maybe they never did. They could be our beliefs. They could beliefs that we have been, I heard the word indoctrinated into. They can, whatever the case may be, but the bottom line is there may be beliefs in the way of being able to preserve this knowledge, because it's almost like, no, I can't believe that, because then I have to let go of these beliefs. And, I mean, it's a journey. It's a journey, right? And receptive to guidance, which I find interesting because out of the 4 cards here, 3 of them are animals. We've got the bee, the rabbit, and the water sprite. I don't know. Is a water sprite an actual moth, or is that a mythical being? You may want to look that up. I would also suggest looking up mushroom. Now, that's pretty vast because you're going to get all types of mushrooms, and different types of mushrooms have different energies. But I would say if you're going to be researching these things, which I always encourage, look at what resonates for you. And I would always check more than just one website, especially nowadays, because those of you who are aware, things get filtered, shall we say. So, and then we have the 2 of air again with the chicory. It really is, it says old ideas can be blinders to new wisdom, which new wisdom can be forgotten wisdom. New wisdom can be forgotten knowledge, right? Because it's new to us in this reality at this time, because it's something that it's there, we have it, but we don't have conscious awareness of it, right? So it's about letting go of that old, worn out, non-serving, unusable, imbalanced, disharmonious, misaligned, la 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 kind of beliefs to allow this process to take place. Okay, so now let's look at the 2 of fire, which is right next to it in the book, because they actually do this like all the 2s together, all the 3s together, all the 4s together. So we have the 2 of fire with bee balm, and this is about harness the power of desire, embrace creativity with confidence, courageously step towards the heat. Now this is interesting because I find it interesting that it's paired with the rabbit and swiftness, because fire moves very quickly, right? And a rabbit can be very scared and skittish, and they do the zigzag thing. They're all over the place. And I feel like there's a time when that is good and of service, and then there's times where the timidness and the fearfulness of the skittishness of the rabbit can be a hindrance. So I feel like a lot of it might be about learning how to harness, as they say, harness the power of desire, but also I would say harness the power of being brave and courageous while being consciously aware of what is right for you, which that's going to look different for different people. There's going to be times when you go towards the fire, right? The fire meaning, you know, this bee balm, right? This whatever this is for you that has to do with this forgotten knowledge and preservation. There's times when it's like, okay, bottom line is it's knowing when to push yourself and when to hold back, when to push yourself and maybe when to go around something, when to go through something, when to go over something, when to go under something, right? It's like there's more than one way to skin a cat, but there's also about knowing, and I don't mean that literally. It's just a cliche from way back in the day, even before my time, thank you. But there's also knowing when something is for you and when it's not, right? It's like, it's kind of like, you know, you can have all this stuff, right? We can have all this stuff come forward, and it's, you know, we're trying to get over to here. We have this piece of clear crystal quartz, right? We're trying to get over to here, and we have all this stuff here, and it's like, okay, well, there's times when, you know, we need to process something and then let it go. So now it's out of the way, right? There's times when we need to bring something throughout the process with us. This is from the ocean and it just rolled up, and it's like, to me, it's got so much history. I mean, look at that. It's got so much history in that. There's so many lines and so many holes and so many pieces. I don't know what this, I don't know what that is. Did you see how that just jumped out? And that's kind of like, it was just really weird how it came out of the ocean, actually, when I was at the beach. But anyway, the bottom line is, to me, this is about playfulness. It's about surprise. It's about, which that surprised me. You know, it's sometimes waves, if you get in there too far, right? They can knock you over because you weren't expecting it. But at the same time, it can be quite playful and quite fun and funny. And it's important to bring that in your journey, right? And then there's other things that it's like, quite literally, these are just pieces of glass that you can buy at any craft store that were just were purchased for a specific craft. And I just thought they were really pretty and they made me happy. And, but here's the thing. Sometimes things can be very distracting, right? We can get distracted by something that's shiny and pretty, and it takes us off our path, learning what that means. Then we have things that look like they're one thing, but then they end up being something completely different, right? Like, and I say that simply because this is, oh shoot, what's it called? Is it pyrite? And then we have a piece of turquoise. And some people, you know, say something's turquoise and it's not. Some people say it's gold, but it's not. And so you have to be sure that you're not following or falling for falsehoods, right? And then we have things that we just need to determine, what is this for? And this might look really ridiculous, like it's just a rock, but when it's wet, it literally looks like an eye is on there. It's pretty cool. But either way, you get the gist. It's learning how to sift through things and do so in a grounded, connected, conscious, aware kind of way. So, and again, fire can purify things, you know, but again, we don't want to stay in it so long that we get burnt, right? Excuse me. Then we have the Ace of Yarrow. All right, so Ace of Yarrow, which came out, or Ace of Air, which is Yarrow, came out with Water Sprite, which is about being the guardian of water, which is also guardian and protection for you in this particular reading and in this particular instance. So Yarrow, this is about don't fence me in. Discernment is necessary. You can't make it up. Discernment is necessary for survival, which is exactly what we were just talking about with all of this stuff, right? Is having that ability to discern what needs to come with me, what needs to move out of my way, what needs to be processed and let go. What is, yeah, that's pretty, but this isn't the focus. This isn't what I'm doing. I'm not going to get distracted. And learning, yeah, it's just having that discernment. Discernment is necessary for survival. Well, it's necessary if you're wanting to bring this forgotten knowledge forward for preservation. So in that way, yeah, it's discernment is necessary for survival. And it's about know your wounds and identify your medicine. So being very, very aware of, again, what beliefs, we talked about that before, what beliefs are getting in the way of you being open for this? And are there wounds behind those beliefs? A lot of times our beliefs are created from just different kinds of traumas and different kinds of things that we've experienced in life. And we created beliefs in those heightened emotional states that really aren't serving us. So again, you see how this all ties together. I think that's pretty amazing. And again, identify your medicine. So what is it for you that is going to help you through that? And once you identify that, then that's what you go look for. Does that make sense? And it says down the seeds, the first seeds of a new idea can be found just outside your front door. Take a fresh look at an ancient calling from the spirit or from spirit. Yeah. Again, you can't make up something new, a new, fresh idea. And didn't I say that? Something along the lines of, it might be ancient, it might be old, it might be forgotten, but it's still going to seem new to you because you've forgotten it, because you don't remember it. So I think that's pretty freaking amazing. And knowing that you're safe in that and that it's, it's okay. You're safe, you're protected. Utilizing, as long as you're utilizing your discernment, you're being consciously aware and you're making choices and you're owning those choices and decisions. And here's the thing, if you make a mistake and you mistake, you can retake, right? You can heal from that or let go of that or go, oh, that is pretty. Oh, that's really gorgeous. Okay. Yeah. You know what? Nope. I made the mistake. That's not the one I want. I want to move forward and I want to keep going because I want to find my piece of clear crystal quartz, whatever that may be for you, right? Okay, then we have the mushroom with the forgotten knowledge. And again, it's the 5 of air, the white sage. So let's look and see what that's about. 6, 5, fire, water, air, white sage. So again, mushroom is forgotten knowledge. And then we have the 5 of air, white sage, which is, you can't make this up. Long held beliefs may not be rooted in reality, right? We can have these things that were created, new beliefs that were created, which are now old beliefs or whatever, that were created. Like I said, we can have ones that we've created in heightened emotional states or in response to a trauma or something, or a reaction, I should say, to a trauma. And we don't discern in the moment that okay, I get now why I created this belief, but I also understand now that it's because I was in this heightened state, and that's really not a belief that is actually aligned for me, or really not my truth, or, blah, 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 right? So it's long held beliefs that may not be rooted in reality. And there's times where maybe it's not your reality. Maybe that is a truth that was true for whoever handed this down, whether it's, someone or someone that was from generations ago, whether it's from humanity. The bottom line is there are beliefs. There is a belief or beliefs that have long been held that are just not serving. And here they're saying they may not be rooted in reality. And refuse to go along with the crowd. Yeah, and then it says, believe the threatened and the oppressed ones. Again, Utilize your discernment. And that doesn't mean that we get drawn into other people's trauma drama, because then we're stepping out of alignment for ourselves, and we are supporting and assisting them to step out of alignment for themselves. So, but I would say that there is definitely, we've had beliefs come up now more than twice. And it is about not going along with the crowd. It is about doing what you know is right. That is a very big message for humanity at this time. Doing what you know is right. Doing, can't go on that soapbox here. But yes, anyways, guys, I feel like this is a really good message. I do feel that we have some information that can come through, and we want it to come through so we can preserve it. We do need to be aware of things. We need to be aware of ourselves, of our environment. We also need to be willing to be uncomfortable, right? That going through that burning off, right, of what is no longer serving. And if we're not going to be open to that, that's going to have a direct effect on the quality of if this does or doesn't go through, if this does or doesn't get preserved, if this does or doesn't, right? And if we have this opportunity to grow through this, and it is up to us if we are or are not going to do that. So anyways, guys, here's the messages I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed the reading. And please don't forget to give that thumbs up if you liked this reading, if it resonated with you. For one, that helps me to know, do you like this kind of reading? And for two, as I mentioned at the beginning, it does help me, the channel, our community, and beyond that. So until next time, guys, thanks so much. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Until next time.